the pretty, the anurag she has for Krishna. How beautiful kumkum, and then the chandan, that's the Sakhis have put chandan on it, and the madhurya kumkum, like the three, kumkum, camphor, chandan, kapur is camphor. So the three mixture with Sakhis Masad, put it on Radharani's body. Kasturi, Lalat, the tilak, Kasturi tilak, she puts. Kasturi is like musk that comes from the deer's what do you say, belly button, navel. So these are all the decorations of Radharani is describing. So our affection for a Sakhis is sandalwood, pulp, and the sweetness of a gentle smile is camphor. And the three are combined together and smeared over the Radhika's body. Then the amorous love she has for Krishna is compared to the musk. Is compared to the fragrance of the musk. And inside she's got vama-bhava, and externally is dakshina-bhava, submission mode. And the vama-bhava, her sulkiness is concealed. So everything in Ujjwal Nirmani, it's described, everything. So if you have time, then you should read it. This is so like all her moods are described in her dress, in her ornaments and her decoration. Naikas, the bhav, all her moods are there. So that the lips of Radharani, they are like reddish. So her attachment for Krishna is the reddish stain from the betel nuts upon her lips, lower lips. Tamil, like a betel nut. The reddish, the lips are like reddish, like a betel nut. Angaja, the kajal, that's in the eyes. What is that kajal? That is the prem. That is the prem. That represents the prem. It's just like a snake. And the snake is walking. How does the snake walk? Like crooked. Similarly, Srimati Radha's eyes, the kajal that's on the Radharani's eyes, that is compared to the prem, the loving affairs, is compared to the crookedness of the loving affairs. You will not be able to remember all this just by reading once. You have to read it many times, because you are so involved in your material life that you don't have time to listen. So that's why you have to listen and read this many times and remember it and meditate on it and chant your rounds. Then you will be able to understand. Like Bhakta Param Keshavji Goswami Maharaja or Param Gurudeva, when somebody is going to die, when they are about to die, right? And then you give them ghee. He's about to die, right? And then if you give him ghee, then so he's about to die. He can't digest anything. So they give him ghee. So why? Because he's going to die, right? So what happens when you give him ghee is the intestines, everything in here is if the ghee is like, so it would surround digestive system. The ghee would surround the digestive system. So he's going to die anyway, but still. So if somebody who's going to die, so what do you have to do first? So he'll give. So they give him ghee. Why? Why do they give him ghee? Why? Why do they give him ghee? So if he does survive, so if he survives, according to Ayurvedic, in Ayurvedic Shastra, it's somebody who is going to die, then also you give them ghee, then just in case if he survives. So Radharani's prem is like, so how can these conditional souls understand the prem of Radharani's? You can only understand it by reading again and again, and by chanting Harinam, then maybe a little bit you can understand it. This is very sukshma, very confidential, and the this is Srimati Radhika's, whatever the alankar and the ornaments, alankar, it's compared to her bhav. Radhaji's ek bhav, yes. So there's two types of alankar, the ornament. One is angi, one is naked, angi, and then is bhav. One is the body is decorated. That is angin, means the limbs are decorated. And then one is bhav decoration from nupur, from like ankle bells, from decoration from ankle bells, the waistband, then the armlets, then the baju on then the necklace around the neck, and many different types of ornaments. That is called alankar, angi, ankar. So angi, so that is decorated. The limbs are decorated. The ears have earrings, and the nose have the nose ring. So that is decoration of the limbs of Radharani, like the gopi dots on her face. This alankar is called Angit, Angit, Angit means the body, limbs, the body. Then the other alankar, decoration is the bhava-alankar, vajala. So the other ornament, the other alankar is bhava-alankar. So that is how she is always enchanting the mind of Krishna. Mohit of Krishna's mind, enchanting. Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami says this is got so much priti for Krishna, so much. So then she has sattvic, sudik, sattvic bhav in her heart. Yesterday I mentioned Dipta, Udipta, Sudipta. He said bhav. This is the alankar of bhav. Radha is that all bhavs are so Radha is in our body. The pushpamala, the flower garland are hanging around the body. She has many qualities. She's got 25 qualities. Our acharyas have glorified, have mentioned 25 qualities. The tilak. So the tilak that she has, she has the beautiful tilak on her forehead. That is tilak on her forehead. So what is fortune? That is a good fortune. That tilak represents her good fortune. And her loving, her various loving moods, such as prema-vayichittya, are the various the prema-vayichittya. They are Purvaraga, man, pavas and purvas and prema-vayichittya. So those are the 4 different types of separation. So these are the jewels that's on a necklace. So the jewels. There are 20 types. 20. One is atma, anga, body, and one is nature, svabhavaja. So those 3 angaja, some bhav that comes out from her body, emanates from, that is called anga-bhav. Then atma, then that atma, from atma is a svabhavaja, her nature, kanti, prajalpa, uddhava. And svabhavaja, nature, vilas, vichitri, vipram. I don't know all the meanings of this bhav, different bhav she is. Angaja, atmaja, third is svabhavaja. So just listen first. If you hear, one bhakta said, Gurudev, he said, when will I When will I be able to do bhajan like Sanatana Goswami Maharaj? And Gurudev said, just hear in his name, that is just a great fortune. So in your life, Harika, pass, in one life, just listen to his name and his history, like his life history. Sunle, who wants to hear? People don't have time to hear. If somebody's got a very precious ratna, jewels, he doesn't have any value. He doesn't have any. So if you give a very, very valuable jewel, very valuable and precious jewel, you give it to a young child, he doesn't know the value of the child. So, but at least he got a fortune, right? To just hold in that precious jewel in his hand, even though he doesn't know the value of it. So like Hira, they are very sparkling, the real diamonds, like this. So that is our we are fortune that we are hearing. The Krishna, who is the Mahadhan, is Harinam. We don't even understand the Harinam. You lose your mala 3 or 4 times. So then we find it. And our bhaktas, they'll lose the malas. But what is Nam? Nam is Swarup. That is from Tulsi Mala, Nim Mala or Tulsi Mala. What is Mala? Is Sakshat Swarup is a Yugal Sakar. This Yugal Sakar is Radha Krishna. And then you are losing the Mala. Now tell me. And then again you take second time, and then another third time, fourth time. So like that, Bhakta is losing. At least you take care of the mala. That this is he's given you his japal mala from his heart. It's his heart. That is a fortune. That is your fortune. So they don't understand. They don't realize the value of the Nam and Mala. We have to. That's why Gurudev said, if you've heard about Rupa Goswami, how they used to do the bhajan, like early morning, yes, they used to chant and they would sleep only. Rupa Sanatana, but how they used to do bhajan, we are hearing that Narottam Das Thakur is saying until Mahaprabhu, when Mahaprabhu came. Why? So Narottam Das Thakur is saying, why didn't we take birth when Mahaprabhu was there? So okay, we are here, we are having darshan of Rupa Goswami. So that is also fortune. That is a great fortune. At least we have to have a darshan of Mahabhagavat is nothing ordinary. And to hear the Harikatha from a Mahabhagavat is very, very, very hard. That fortune is very rare. So when will you understand this? We will understand by doing bhajan, by doing bhajan. And then you will realize, Arey, what have I done? What did I do? That's why there is a kirtan of Swami Maharaj. It's this is such a valuable thing. What did I do? That valuable thing. And I've lost it. Who will understand this? You understand this and that's it. At least you understand the value of the Nam. And Janam is not in one lifetime. You would you would only be able to understand this with many lifetimes. At least you are fortunate. Okay, chalo, you don't understand or don't understand, doesn't matter. But at least you are very fortunate, you are hearing this. So like somebody who's got bad stomach, and then so the ghee, and even if you give them water, they won't be able to digest the water or absorb water. So what do you give to that person? Just give them ghee. At least a little ghee will go in his body. Even though he's dying, doesn't matter. Still a little ghee will go. So in that this katha. So even the fortunate to hear this katha is our great fortune. When you listen to katha and keep it in your heart, like listen to the katha and keep it in your heart. And our Gurudeva used to speak this katha very beautifully. Pushpamala, the Radhikas, the three guns, mansik, vachit, and kritaka, samaga. So those guns they are called mansik. That is the gun of a mind. Karun, vachit, rup, gun, sundarya, beauty. It's called kai gun. Kai, vachit, and mansik. Krishna's Leelas. So vachit, the speech. What are Ashta-sakhis? What are the 8 sakhis? They are the prakash of the 8 moods of Radhika. So there are 8 moods. Her 8 moods, the prakash of her 8 moods are the 8 sakhis. And with that sakhis, how is she? She's fulfilling all the desires of Krishna. These 8 types of bhav. Like Lalita Devi, Vishaka, these sakhis, how they with the mood. So the murti of the Radharani's mood is in the sakhis, and how they will give happiness. When we were in Mathura, we used to read these books. So we would speak, but there was no one to hear. Is there anyone to hear? What can I speak if there is no one there to hear? So there is Udharan, the example. Like Ser, the milk of the lioness, you cannot put in an ordinary vessel. You need a gold vessel to put that lioness's milk. So similarly like this, these aprati, these very spiritual moods of Radharani is so like Brahmachari, like Tirtha Maharaj. This is Tirtha Maharaj, he's Subhanandan Brahmachari. We used to sit together and we used to read this katha. Not all the brahmacharis could understand or come. So when we had some misunderstanding or we couldn't understand something, then we used to ask questions to Gurudev. And Gurudev was very happy, and he used to say, read the books. but don't speak to others. When the time comes, then you speak. When like time comes, when the time, like you planted a beach, a seed, you sowed a seed, but when the time, with time it will sprout, and then will be a little plant, then a tree, and then, so those are the examples Gurudev used to give. I remember Gurudev used to say, so that's why I don't speak this confidential katha in front of everyone. When there's at that time there was not many devotees were there. In 81, in 82, there were not many devotees with Gurudev. Very few. So if you don't understand some words, bas, even if you don't, Gurudev gives you Harinam, and you don't even realize that Gurudev realize, and you lose the mala many times. Then tell me, you lose your mala, and mala. Yes. At least you got to listen. This is Brahma. So here, Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami is speaking. I am not speaking. Krishna Das Kaviraj speaking. What am I doing? I am repeating. That's what I am doing. I am repeating what is written. And Srimad Bhagavatam, Pundarik. When Uddhava went in the assembly of Bhakti, so Uddhava is saying that the message, the written letter, this letter I brought from Krishna, I am reading as it is written. What's written in the letter, that's what I am reading. So I am on Anugrat. Uddhava is saying, hey Bhagavati, to the gopis, hey Vraj Devis, the love I saw that you have for Krishna in this deep separation mood, what is it? That is kripa for me. Sarvatarupin. You are already so sampit, means to Krishna. But because to have krupa, to give me krupa, you have manifested this vira bhav. Because I have no realization of this, but you've given me this kripa, so that's why you prakash this, you manifested this separation mood, like something which is very rare. Hidden. Here. This is like a rare deer, that is, it doesn't come out from the forest. The sun, the deer's skin is very sensitive to the sun. So the sun would make him like, his skin is very thin, and the sunlight from the sun irritates her. So that's why she only stays in the jungle. So sometimes if there is some fortunate, then she would have darshan. So like that. So like Uddhava is saying, similarly Uddhava is saying that I am full. I am the fortunate. I am the fortune to to see. I am a jnani who knows. He is a Brihaspati's disciple. He is a disciple of a Brihaspati. He is not like any ordinary Shishya. The Guru, he's like, the Shishya is like his Guru. He's not any ordinary Shishya. So this Uddhava is not. He's a Brihaspati ke Shishya. He's a disciple of Brihaspati. He's not any ordinary Shishya. So if you take Diksha, it's not like you take a Diksha, you become disciple. That's why, but with Gurudev's Kripa, slowly, when the Shishya dies, yes, so then slowly, with Krishna's Guru's Kripa, you advance a little bit. One life, keep one life, at least count this Sobhyaka. Very fortunate that you are hearing this Katha, this very confidential Katha that you are hearing. That is a great fortune. How can you understand? It's not easy to understand. So like a young child who is saying mama, mama, papa, papa. Hare Krishna. I had Diksha with him, with Brahmachari. Oh, Pata. I was very, very young, he says. I have very much love and affection for him in Namdev. I used to go to his house, ask him. Do you remember? His mother and father gave us love. These are many years of Katha. His parivar, his family, they have so much priti on Mahaprabhu. And during Navadip, when we do Navadip Parikrama, Mahaprabhu used to sit there, and then we put the asana of Mahaprabhu there. Then all the sannyasis are there, and all the sannyasis, they used to have Mahaprasad there. I have a lot of love and affection with him. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Okay, it's Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Say, wait. So saying this year we didn't go to his parents' house. So where there's a mud, where the children are playing. You stay in the mud or? So good is saying you stay in the mud, yes. Hare Krishna Prabhu. When I came to Mathura in Janmashtami at 97, so Gurudev said, we stay here now from mud. So that after that, I stay in the mud. So like in his house, Gurudev, all the sannyasis, they used to own a prasad in his house. So wow. The puspamala, the puspamala, the flowers in the mala is the flowers decorated. She has the three types of puspamala. Wow. Speech, her mind, and vachika. So her name, her fame, and speech. Vachi is her boldness, her speech, that when she speaks, poetic. There's a style how she speaks. That's vachi. Gun, her qualities and her roop. There's three types. There's three Ashta-sakhis. There's sakhis, Ashta-sakhis. Oh dear. Nam, Roop, Gun. The puspamala, the flowers puspamala is that there is Nam, Roop of Krishna. That represents the Nam, Roop. The Krishna Nam, Krishna Katha. These are listening, glorification of Krishna. He's listening, Krishna, and sometimes she's speaking. The Vibras, the Shringaras, that gives pleasure to Krishna. Whatever Krishna's icha, whatever the desires Krishna is, and what is Radha is completely fulfilling all the desires of Krishna, because Radhaji knows the mind of Krishna, and her seva is seva. She does the seva according to what she knows. She knows the mind. Who can do seva? She knows that person. He knows that person's mood, the hriday, the desire that's in that person's heart. That person can do the seva. So like that, Radharani knows every desire of Radharani, Krishna's inner heart desire. So like there's a swimming leela. When dono, they've got the swimming clothes. They're wearing the swimming clothes and they are swimming. And then like there's a track. There's tracks. When there's a swimming competition, there's a line. Line on the swimming, and then when there's so like that, there's lane, and then Radha and Krishna are swimming. They're having swimming competition. So on one side is Sakhis and the other side is Sakhas. So this is happening in Radha Kund. They are having this swimming competition in Radha Kund. And Radhaji is in the front and Krishna is in the back. And who is the referee? The referee is Lalita. And Madhumangal and Sakhas are saying Jai Ho. They are saying, hey Krishna to Jai, victory to Krishna, victory. And then the Sakhis are saying, hey Radharani ki Jai Ho. So Radharani is in the front. The competition is like Radhaji is a little bit in front of Krishna. And they're swimming so beautifully that almost the Radharani reached the post. And everybody is saying Radharani, everybody is saying Jai Radhe, Radhe. They are clapping. And so when what did Radhaji do? Radhaji jumped inside the water. And then that time Krishna came. Krishna won the competition. That time all the Sakhis were clapping, and then they thought, oh, Radhaji is going to win, Radhaji to Jai Ho. But what happened? Krishna won. Then Sakhis were a bit hurt. Sakhis were sad. Sakhis were saying, Radhe, Radhe, you really reached the post. So what happened? Why? What happened? Then Radhaji said, what answer did she give? Radhaji said, today I saw that when I turned a little bit, turned my head and I didn't see Krishna there. But Krishna's bhav came in my heart. So every time, so the bhav that was in Krishna's bhav, that came into my heart, that says, Krishna was thinking that, Radha, every time you win, so at least this time let me win. So that's why she gave the chance to Krishna to win the competition. So that is called Vrishabhantu Kachai. So that's a very beautiful bhav that she knows. There's many leelas. Radharani knows the inner, the desire of the heart's desire that's in Krishna. So, Krishna is. So he's saying, oh, you should give a chance to Krishna. You want to get, sometimes you want a credit, right? You should also give some credit to others. You should give some opportunity or chance to others. So Krishna's power is mosquitoes. See, Krishna, Radharani has put her hand on the shoulders of the Sakhika, and the Sakhi busted the 8 types of Sakhi. So she's 8 types of Naika. The bhav of the 8 Naika. One is Abhisha. When Srimati Radhika, when she's going to when she's going to meet Krishna, that is called Abhisha. Our Raghunath Das Goswami has described in Sona. Which book? Abhisha. We were doing part, we were we used to ask in our Gurudev's time, when Gurudev was here, we used to ask Gurudev, we used to read many kitabs and see where this sloka came from, where. Now we don't even have kitab. We used to have a lot of enthusiasm, and we were eager to find out where did Gurudev got this sloka. When Gurudev used to speak, nobody was there in the mud. When that Gurudev's katha was very, very special, that I remember that Gurudev used to speak so beautiful slokas. Where he used to get these slokas, like Rupa Goswami's slokas, and then we would to write it down, the sloka, and then we would search in all the books to find out where these slokas come from. And what you do, you you listen with 1 year and leave it here, Chalta, and then you go. What you heard also, you leave it here. So that's why you have to do a lot of chesta, you have to put a lot of effort. So like by doing this, what you heard from Gurudev's mouth is not fortunate. Even if you don't understand, it's something very great fortune. It's a very subhava. There is one Vaishnava, some Vaishnavas are saying, like a mother who gives birth to a child, and the mother left the boy, her body. Then she's given birth to the baby and she's left her body. She died. Then so the baby didn't have any fortune to hear the mother's words. If you take it the other way, you can take the other way around, and that mother didn't have fortune to hear the word mother from the baby's mouth. So both ways, right? Both you can say are unfortunate. So when the mother who hears the word mother from the baby, her baby, then that's a very fortune, right? She's really like, when she hears the word ma, she has so much, when the mother hears the word ma from a child, she has so much anand in her. So like that, Bharat said, I will never say ma to Kaikai. He used to call Bharat used to call her as Maharani. But she wanted, there's so much gust in her heart that she wanted Bharat to say mother to her. When they returned from the Vanvas, Ram and Sita, then the Kaikai was in. Kaikai spoke to Ram and said, "I am very, very." She said, "Please forgive me, whatever. That I will. Please instruct Bharat. Please tell Bharat to say only once, call me by Ma." That Ma, when you hear the word Ma from your child, then it is so much anand. Even the Betty, when you say Ma, even the Betty, even the mother calls the daughter by Ma. Even the Ben, she will call this Ben, his sister is Ma. The Ma word, there is so much madhur bhav in that word Ma, that who will understand that? Only the mother. Who is the mother will understand. Ma, only Ma. And then when Ma can understand, the mother will understand the word. So when she hears Ma from her child, she has so much anand. Ramachandra told Bharat, I'm going to give you one instruction. I'm going to tell. So Bharat touched Ram Charan. He said, I will follow all your instructions except one. That Maharani Kai, I will never call her by Ma. So Ramchandra said, that is the adarsh, that is the instruction I was going to give you. That call once, call her by Ma. Bharat has so much nistha for Ram. He's very, very thick nistha for Ram. And also, I am also fortunate, you are also fortunate that we are doing Kirtan, we are listening to this Katha. That when the time comes, you will, one day a time will come where you will understand. It's like a seed will sprout with time. So, farmer, when he harvests, when after the harvest, there's some dhan, the grains are that stay, when they cut all the, during the harvest, they cut the wheat. So some of the wheat seeds remain in the ground, then automatically the seeds sprout. So like that, then the Shastra, they've said, when you hear Harikatha, one day, that seed will sprout. It will not be wasted. So like sometimes you think, oh, we are sitting here, we cannot understand. No. That definitely one day, that seed will sprout. As long as there is no aparadha. So like Vishwas, with faith, listen with faith. That one day, and also have faith, that one day that seed will sprout. If not today, if not tomorrow, then maybe in my next life. Just where there's a suit, when the sun is there, the sunlight is there, right? So like that, we are taking birth and death. So many lifetimes, we are just going through this cycle of life and birth and death. Maybe it might take 2 or 3 births, then you may attain Bhagwan. That's amazing. Krishna learned. Srimati Radhika, she is speaking her inner heart's katha to the Sakhis. speaking sloks. There's some sloks is even in Gopi Gita. Is Radharani's sloks she is speaking. In Gopi Gita, some sloks are spoken by Radharani herself.
कृष्ण लीला मनोवृत्ति सभी आसपास निजान को सौरभागे गौरव पक्षी ताते बसी आते सदा चित्ते कृष्ण सामने गौरव भजन भजन
Heart. Choki. Hey, who's that? I missed that. Choki is there. So you sit on the ground. Choki, like you sit on the choki. It's like bench, low bench, low seat. That her, she's sitting and she's saying how when Nitya Seva, this is a Braj Kirtan, Nitya Seva, Nitya Rupa. Nitya Seva.
Krishna Munda Svabhavaja, Krishna Munda Svabhavaja, Krishna ke parai samro sudvan, nirantar gunapari Krishna nisargokam. Krishna samastpragati ichha.
All the ichhas of Krishna, Radharani fulfills each and every ichha of Krishna desire. Because why? Because Radharani knows Krishna's heart. We are doing seva, but we cannot do the seva properly because we don't know the heart of the Krishna. Sometimes we think with our own mind, but Radharani is doing the seva. She knows the desires of Radharani, Krishna's ichha. So, the Radha. So Radha Nam is very. This name of the Radha is so sundar that Krishna Das Kaviraj Swami has explained.
Devi Krishna Radhika Purvaraga, then Bodhina Tandra Krishna. Devi Krishna Radhika Purvaraga, then Radha
Name.
Radha Krishna support the body, Radha name, Radhika Nam,
Krishna Das Kaviraj Swami explained that there's many names of Radha. There are many names of Radha, but the Radha is the name Radha is prominent. Swamras means Sringaras. Swamras means Sringaras. Srimati Radhika is also. She is the ocean of Krishna's prema. Karuna ko Sindhu. There is a prema Sindhu, ocean of prema, ocean of karuna. That prem samudra. There is a Krishna Das Kaviraj, Purvaraga, Saraswati in Radharas and the Sudani Ras. That book you had. Yeah. Yes. Is described this Lucas. Anupam. Srimati Radhika. She is the eyes of root. She is like a root, like Ganga starts from Gangotri. So from then she's flowing from, but the origin of Ganga is Gangotri. That's why Ganga is the origin of Ganga is Gangotri. When people go, they have darshan of Gangotri, Yamunotri, Badrinath. There are 4 dham there. Badrinath, Kedarnath. But nobody they go all the way there. To Braj. All these 4 dham are in Vrindavan, in the Braj. So when Krishna said to the Brajvasis, they wanted to go to all these 4 dham. So Krishna said, hey, you don't need to go to these 4 dhams. So he manifested all those 4 dhams in Vrindavan. You go there, it's just like a land. So many went there to, everything is in Braj. But when they went to this place with spending so much money, there was a landscape. And some also died. Some devotees died. But all these dham are in Vrindavan, in Braj. So what are you doing? So what is you doing eye darshan? There's Braj mein, you stay in Braj, everything's in there. You don't need to go to Gangotri and Kedarnath. And so Krishna with his mind brought the Ganga there, Mansi Ganga. So that Ganga that Krishna brought with his mind in Vrindavan, Vraj, that is Mansi Ganga. That is the mood, that is the original Ganga. But remember, where is the original? It's Mansi Ganga, that is the original Ganga. Jamuna Devi is there. Ek bar, if you once, if you have a snan in Ganga, where they go, people go for Ganga snan in, where do they go for doing the snan? Ganga Sagar. Many people go there to have snan in Ganga. The snan, the ball you get where Mahaprabhu, the Mahaprabhu gets snan Ganga, he did snan in Ganga. So he was with Advaita Acharya Srivas Thakur in the Navadip Dham. When Mahaprabhu had a bath in Ganga, that Ganga, if you have snan in that Ganga, then that is, then and you go to Gangotri where the Krishna Ganga is not the same. The benefit you get in snan in Navadip is far more than if you go to Gangotri and have snan in Ganga. Because they will just speak that, Bas, go to Navadip and have bath in Ganga. Nidya Ghat. Go and have snan in Navadip at Nidya Ghat. We want to stop. but it's not there, this sloka. Right. Braj. Who is the Mool Krishna? Mool Krishna is the Lalita Nayak.
Page 167.
Arey, what happened to this thing? What page is it? What page is it? I'm searching, I can. What page? Page 69? What verse?
169.
No, verse. What page is it? Oh, Vilas. Okay, I got it. Lal ki jai. Jai, this is the last word from Prema Tattva. Sri Radha is the only source of love for Sri Krishna.